This episode was previously recorded in front of an imaginary studio audience.
Time for Fun Knife Friday!
Alright, are we on? Alright! All you knife chatters out there, your old pal Skip the Show coming back at you again. It's Friday, you know what that means. From the Volcano Club, another Fun Knife Friday. And have we ever got a great knife to show you today? Now this knife is probably about 30 or 40 years old or so, something like that. Probably made back in the late 80s or early 90s by yours truly, Jim Frost. Yeah, we're talking about another Jim Frost Bowie knife. And I know a lot of you think, oh man, why are you showing knives made by Jim Frost? Well, here's the deal. Like it or not, Jim Frost played an important role in the promotion of knives in America with his television shows and everything else, selling them on that satellite TV show, Cutlery Corner, and before that he was on whatever channel it was, and he introduced a lot of boys and girls to the world of big old Bowie knives. And those boys and girls grew up to become knife collectors, and they started their passion for knives, a lot of them, digging through old Bowie knives made by Jim Frost. So let's take a look at one of those classic Jim Frost Bowie knives from probably around the 1990s or so. This one here is called the Galactic Warrior, not to be confused by the Galactic Bowie. Now, there was a Galactic Bowie that had the same handle here. Isn't that a great handle? We'll talk about that handle in a little bit. But there was a Galactic Bowie that had this handle, but hold on, hold on. The Galactic Bowie had this blade. Now this is the Galactic Bowie too. Notice it's got a different handle, but not that much different. Let's take a look at the handle on this one. See the handle there? Yeah, so basically they took away the handguard there and created a Galactic Bowie 2 out of the Galactic Bowie 1. But it wasn't called a Galactic Bowie 1, it was just called a Galactic Bowie, because you never give the number 1 to the first knife made, really, because you don't know there's going to be a second one, right? Anyway, there you have it. That was the handle on the Galactic Bowie with this blade. And you know what? You could actually take this blade out of here because it's just held in place. What do they call it? It is an encapsulated tang inside the handle there. This knife also has an encapsulated tang, but there's a little bit of a difference between this one. But you could swap out this blade and put a different knife handle, put a different blade into this handle. Okay, so let's take it out of the sheath now, and you can see the Galactic Warrior up close and personal. Notice that. Look, see, it even says Galactic Warrior right there on the blade. And up here, right here, Jim Frost. So there you go. There's your Galactic Warrior for you. And here's the Band-Aid, and that's why we had to stop and start all over again, because I poked myself with the Galactic Warrior. Yeah, that was a rude awakening, if you know what I mean. But in any case, there you have it, man. That's a pretty cool looking knife, huh? Yeah, you got the 3 holes in the blade there. That's for thunder and lightning. You can you swish it and you hear the thunder and lightning crack. At least you do in the movies and stuff like that. Now, the top up here, that's just a swedge. I'm going to just stop right here instead of go up this pointy part here, because that pointy part is real pointy, as I can definitely tell you. It's real pointy up there. And this edge down here is sharp enough to poke a thumb, if you know what I mean, because, well, I just poked a thumb with it. And but this is a swedge, so it's not sharpened, which means it's not double-edged, which means you can sell it more places, I guess. And, well, unless those places say you can't put holes in the blade. Now, there might be You know, with all the funky knife laws out there, there might be some kind of law against putting holes in blades, and they may not allow you to sell it in certain places. Then you got this thing here. This is a B guard. See, you got a hole there and a big hole down there, so it's a B guard. It's not a D guard, and that's probably because there's certain places that won't allow you to have a knife with a D guard. You know, because then they think you're going to bash someone with it. But maybe the B guard is something that you don't bash with. I don't know if there's an A guard out there. Maybe somebody can tell me, is there a knife with an A guard? In any case, but we got the B guard here, and you got the finger hole up here, and then space for 3 fingers back there. But look at that, you can fit your whole hand in there, depending on the size of your hand. But this is, if you got a big hand, your hand's still gonna fit into this thing. And if you got 5 fingers, you can put the 1 finger all the way in front up there too. And if you notice, if you look closely at that handle there, let's look at it on the, see there, that's the Galactic Bowie 2. And notice that handle is pretty much the same. All they did was they chopped it right about there, and then they removed the rest of the guard, and you create this handle, the one that you see on the Escort Bowie, the Undertaker 3 Bowie, and a couple other Bowie knives that Frost makes. So they eventually got rid of the B guard, which is probably has something to do with these pointy things here, because this really looks like something you want to smash things with. But the thing is this was made with this space age metal. I think they actually made it was the metal that they used to make a Flash Gordon spaceship out of, you know what I mean? And what do they call it? I think it's Potimitol. Yeah, that's what it is. It's spelled Potmetal. I don't know, it's some kind of Greek word or something. But anyway, you know how they come up with all them scientific names for metals and stuff. But anyway, apparently it worked really good for Flash Gordon's spaceship, but it's a little too brittle for like a handguard that's going to take a bashing. And so these things started breaking, so they changed out the handle so it looked more like this one. Notice this handle? Basically the same handle, it's just missing from here to here. They removed all that part. So all the B guard part is gone. They cut it right there and cut it right there, and they created the new style handle. But then you lost the really cool looking basher part. But that also probably made it legal to carry in more places too, because a lot of places just don't like D guards, and they probably don't like B guards either. Anyway, there you go. That's the original Galactic Warrior by Jim Frost. And it, whether you like to admit it or not, Jim Frost Bowie knives play an important role in the world of culture. Whether you like to admit it or not, Jim Frost Bowie knives, they have an important spot in the world of American Bowie knives. I think the world around knows all about Jim Frost and his fantasy Bowie knives. And boys and growing up, all of us wanted some kind of fantasy Bowie, and Jim Frost provided them. So you got to give him his what's due to him for just doing that. And there you have it, the Galactic Warrior, another one of them Jim Frost Bowie knives, and this one was made in Japan, probably back in the 80s or 90s. And there's a lot of us who were young whippersnappers back then who saw this and said, I need to get myself a Jim Frost Bowie knife because, well, they were so cool. And America became a bigger country with a lot more people collecting Bowie knives because of Jim Frost than ever from that Jim Bowie guy who went and got himself killed in the Alamo. I swear, more kids got turned on to Bowie knives and collecting knives because of Jim Frost than Jim Bowie ever did. Did that sentence even make sense? I don't know. Skip out. Been your old pal Skip the Show. Another fun Knife Friday in the books. Remember, if your knife's not fun, you're doing it wrong. Skip out.
If your knife's not fun, you're doing it wrong, and Skip out are registered trademarks of Skip the Show Enterprises. This has been a Cat Production presentation. All rights reserved.